How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Hey y'all, this is Just a Touch of J, and I'm coming at you, getting ready to put it all out there in pieces, baby. What's going on with my babies? How y'all out there doing today? Oh my God, this is the second time I'm coming to y'all today. I'm gonna get so hyped when I talk to y'all, my little slang and everything. Don't you get it messed up, because mama is professional, okay? I do know how to do what I do. And, flip the script on y'all. But anyway, listen. Y'all my babies, so I gotta come to y'all. I gotta break it down. I gotta put it where y'all at. Okay, so listen. How does it go? How do we start this thing off right here? We don't say hi haters first. What do we say? Y'all out there being so thorough and so wise? Are y'all? I know y'all are, because y'all are so thorough and so wise. And I love my babies. Yes. So listen, why do I tell y'all that y'all so thorough and so wise? I gotta tell y'all this all the time. Listen, because I gotta feed into you. You understand what I'm saying? You deserve it. You need it. Some of y'all don't have people out there telling you that you thorough and you wise every day. So when you listen to me, I'm always going to tell you that you're thorough and you're wise, because you are. Some people out there, you might be going through stuff with people trying to down you and don't want to lift you up and support you, although you should be able to lift your own self up. But I'm here to do it if you can some days, all right? Because this is Just a Touch of J, baby. And I got to put that out there in pieces for you. So listen, make sure y'all out there being thorough and wise. And like I said, why do I tell y'all so thorough and so wise? Huh? Because God made you that way. That's why, y'all. God made you so thorough and so wise. Yes, He made all of us that way. Yeah. Yes. And don't you forget it. And y'all always know what I say. Unless, of course, you a hater. But He did make the haters thorough and wise, too. They just be hating sometimes. So what do I say to these haters, y'all? First of all, shout out to the Haters Passion Journey. Make sure y'all got these haters coming up. Y'all go ahead. It's on the Just a Touch of J app. Give them that, okay? And drink a little some of that too, so you can relax. And feel good about that hate that might be rising up. Because sometimes it just comes and then it goes, all right? But look, what do I say to these haters, y'all? I'm sorry. Every time I think about it, I can't help but laugh. I'm so sorry, because there's no need to hate, okay? But look, man, what do I say to these haters, y'all? Huh? Come on, y'all. Say it with me. Come on, y'all know what I say to these haters. Hi, haters. I switched it up, though, because y'all need this to work, too. Yes. Y'all need this word too, baby. So listen, I gotta come to my business. I gotta talk to y'all, right? So let me tell you what happened. Remember when I did the podcast about don't fall for the Okie Doke? Y'all know that. If y'all listening, there's a lot of y'all out there, okay? So y'all listening. So I did the podcast, Don't Fall for the Okie Doke, okay? By my cousin, he was going through stuff, and I was telling y'all, don't fall for it. He's in a new relationship. Well, listen, let me give you the update, right? Child, let me tell y'all what didn't happen now. So, he's still with the girl. Everything is amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for him. But he called me the other day. He was like, cousin. And I'm like, what's up? Because he was a little nervous. And I knew something wasn't right. I said, he need just a touch of J. What's going on? Okay? So he goes, I'm a little afraid. Okay, now listen, I had just called him up telling him I was a little afraid about some stuff. So, and shout out to you, cousin, I love you. So, we go back and forth with this whole thing. We be talking and everything. And sometimes you need that. That clarity, that, the people that are there just going to give you the goodness, okay? You can't be getting it from everybody. But listen, so he like, cousin, he's a little nervous. He's like, I'm a little afraid. And I said, oh, cousin, why? And he was just like, because I gave myself to so many women and they just did me wrong, and I gave my all to them. And he was like, and now I'm afraid to go ahead and kind of give my all to her, even though I know she's amazing and she's a good girl, good mother. And he's naming all these things about her. He said, but I got this fear on the inside of me, where I don't want to let my guard down like that. I said, oh my gosh, cousin, no, look, y'all, I had to go ahead and get up and tell you all this. I said, oh my God, no, don't do that, right? Now listen, this is what I had to tell him, okay? And I'm telling y'all too. I gotta come out here, I gotta tell my babies. Because listen, I tell y'all when God give me that goodness, it's for me, for whoever else, and it's for y'all too. So I gotta put it out there, peace for y'all. I cannot have my babies out here lost, no. It's too many of y'all out here. I done lost track once we got past like 50K or something. I don't know. It's a lot of y'all listening, okay? So I told him, I said, oh my gosh, no. I said, no. You can't. And this is why I told him he can't be afraid, right? Because, see, my cousin, he's a believer. He's, oh, child, I got the chills all over me. In Jesus' name, yes! God's about to lay this thing on y'all, Lord. Y'all better prepare for this, because this thing is coming. This is just a test, Jay. I'm going to try to put it out there in pieces for you, okay? Listen. Oh, child, you just don't even know. They all over my body. Goosebumps. So, listen. I told him, oh, child. I'm sorry, y'all. I told him, I said, listen, okay, you cannot be afraid because, you know, like I said, he's a believer. I said, this is what you prayed for. All right, now listen. He prayed for this. I remember my cousin years, y'all. My cousin's such a good guy, okay? Now, listen, I'm not saying he's perfect or nothing like that. You know, he didn't do his little thing. You know, everybody does their thing, okay? But he has an amazing heart. He's a good guy. You understand? He ain't out here doing all this trickery and stuff. Like, he really wants to settle down, be married, and, you know, just give his all to one woman. He don't want to be doing all this stuff. He just wants to provide a nice home, have a kid. He doesn't have any children. You know, he already has his own home that he brought. You know, he has cars and all this. And he just wants to, you know, experience life with somebody, share his life. Okay, so I told him, I said, cousin, no, you can't be afraid. Now, yes, you can be afraid, but you can't, okay? Because, see, since he's a believer, what he did was he prayed for this woman. Okay, this woman of his dreams, he prayed for this. And I said, see, what happens when you pray for this woman and God gives you this woman, sometimes the enemy will go ahead and he'll try to distract you from your purpose with that. Let me try to bring this to you all the way I brought it to him. I told him, I said, you can't be afraid because if you are afraid, you're not trusting God. Okay? That's what I told him. I said, you're really not trusting God because you prayed for something, but then God is like, okay, you're ready. Let me give it to you, or let me see if you're ready. Okay? Because God already knows, you know, but a lot of times we think we're ready, but we're really not ready. You understand what I'm saying? Because we still have emotional baggage. We still have things. And I told him, I said, if this is really what you pray for and you're believing that this is who she is, you can't be afraid. I told him, you got to put your foot to the metal, baby, and press go. You got to give this your all. Okay, and I said, if you don't give it your all, what you're saying is you're telling God, I don't trust what you gave me. Ooh, child. I don't know who that's for, child, but this is just a touch of J. I had to put that out there in pieces for you. You're telling God, I don't trust what you gave me. I don't really believe that you can give me that. Am I worthy of that, maybe? Is somebody out there you feel like you're not worthy? You know, I don't know. I told him, I said, cousin, I said, no, baby. Listen, you're worthy. Okay, this is what you pray for. And you can't do that to her. Then you know what he said to me? He said, yeah, man, I can't. You're right, cousin. He said, I can't do that to her because I'm going to let him win. And then I thought about it. I said, oh my gosh, this is just such a jet, baby. I'm trying to put this out there in pieces for y'all. I said, yes, you're going to let them win. You know who them are? All of the women that he was with that didn't see him for who he was, that treated him wrong and all of that. These things that caused his hurt and his pain and some of his fears, or not wanting to trust the one that he has now, they're going to win. And I said, cousin, you can't let these itches win. I told him, I said, no. I had to use the itches because, you know, back in the day, I always said the whole word. Look, this is just a touch of day. I'm trying, okay, to get better with some of this stuff here. But I said, you can't let these itches win. You can't let them win. No. He said, you're right, cousin, I can't, because then I'm going to make her pay for everything that they did to me because I'm scared. And I said, and if you scared, it's okay to be scared, but you got to take that to God. You got to pray about it. You got to tell her, listen, I'm afraid. You got to open up. I said, you have to be vulnerable. And this is what I want y'all to get. We have to be vulnerable in life and relationships and jobs and new things and whatever it is that we're believing for. Because if we're not vulnerable, that means that we don't really trust what we want. We're not ready. And we want to mess it up. I said you had to. I said, because see, it could be what it's supposed to be. Check out that podcast, y'all. Make sure y'all check out their podcast. Oh my gosh, y'all know I did it a while back. You know, it's supposed to be. That's why it's so hard, part 1 and 2. But, okay, it could be what it's supposed to be. But if you don't let it be what it's supposed to be, it could be hard and you can mess it up. So look, y'all, this is just a touch of J. Y'all can't be out here messing up. I can't have y'all out here messing up. No, y'all, I tell y'all all the time, it's 2019. We are going into 2020. Put the pedal to the metal is what I told my cousin. And then I said, cousin, he said, yeah, you know, she waited before she had me around her daughter. I just met her grandmom and the family. We did a family picnic. I said, oh my gosh, you did the whole family thing? He said, yeah. And then I met the daughter, you know, and she doesn't have her daughter around a lot of people. You know what I told him? I said, see, that's how you can tell she's a good girl. Because not only did she wait to be with you, you know, she's waiting to be with you on a certain type of intimate level. She also waited as far as her family was concerned and her child. Like, look, it's a lot of people out here, they doing this trickery, okay? Y'all out here doing this hot girl, hot boy summer for y'all who into that. You know, that's what you into. You know, that's what you into. I call it the trickery. You know, I just, you know, I did some of the tricks of the trade, man. I was out there doing all that too, you know. But now that I see life a little differently from my perspective, and this is what my podcast is about, you know, listen, I could just give y'all just a touch of J and let y'all know, a lot of times, it just doesn't yield tangible dividends, okay? It don't take you nowhere. You just keep going in a circle, playing a game with yourself, lying to yourself, and you getting called out there in all of the pieces, okay? And this is just a touch of J, like I said. I gotta make sure that my baby's got it together. So I'm like, listen, this is all I want y'all to know. This is all I want y'all to get out of this, is that sometimes in life, okay, we get these opportunities, right? And like my cousin said, I'm afraid because of my past. And what my past has done to me has made me afraid to go towards my future. And I had to let him know. I said, no, baby, you can't do that. Because what if it's really supposed to be? I said, you're going to mess it up and then you're going to regret it. Don't regret it because you messed it up. This is what I told him, y'all. Listen, I'm telling y'all this too. Go for it. Jump out there with both feet, okay? And if it doesn't work, it's okay. At least you try. But if you don't give it your all, oh man, you got to live with that. Okay, you gotta live with that. And this is what he said. Then he went ahead and he said, yeah, you know, because, you know, remember I told y'all don't fall for the Okie Doke is about, you know, a lot of other stuff too, like people returning to you. He said he been getting so tempted. Oh my God, he said he been getting tempted. He said, I'm talking about big booty chicks everywhere because he like booties. You know, most y'all, some of y'all like booties, some of y'all like hips, some of y'all like chests. You know, I'm talking to all my fellas out there and my females. Some of y'all like the beard or whatever it is that y'all like. Y'all like the guys with the muscles or no muscles, slip. So I don't know what y'all out here doing. This is just a touch of J, baby. I'm trying to put it out there in pieces for you. But y'all like what y'all like. And you know, and a lot of times when y'all out here trying to change or trying to get it going to a different direction or something like that, you know, these things come. Okay? These things come out in the atmosphere, child. These distractions to influence your behavior that you used to, you know, do. You know, y'all used to be doing what it is that y'all do, that y'all do. So anyway, he said he was getting, you know, like they was coming at him. And he said, you know, a couple of them, you know, he little side-eyed, and he was like, but he knew. Something kept trying to tell him, like, no, this isn't it. So y'all got to beware of them distractions and stuff too, man, because they come, man, and they be wrapped up, child. looking like they be a whole wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm trying to tell you, child, so good, so fine, gonna blow your mind like making love in these kitchen. Y'all know how I do. I know how to make love in the kitchen, baby. You know, ain't nothing like something good that's good for you. It ain't nothing like something good that ain't no good for you. And sometimes these distractions, they can appear to be something that they're not. And I told him, I said, don't fall for it. He said, I didn't. So y'all don't fall for the okie doke neither if it's coming up. Okay, because this is like, I think I'm going to name this Don't Fall for the Okie Doke Part 2 or something. Child, I don't know. Y'all know I just be on here talking to y'all, giving y'all just a touch of J. So look, let me try to go ahead and wrap this up because y'all know I can be over here, over there, whatever. Okay? The kicker to the whole thing is, okay, is that he, after speaking to me, okay, he was like, you know what? I'm glad I talked to you. He's like, because I was really on something else. And I had to let him know. I said, no, cousin, you can't do that to her. Because then you're going to hurt her. Okay? You're going to wind up hurting yourself. And then if you really are believing that God sent you this person, you're not even trusting that that's the one that he sent. You don't believe it. And that means you're really not ready like you keep saying that you're ready. You know, he keeps saying he's ready. And I'm like, that means you're really not. You know, you might still have to be out here in this world. You know, you don't want to mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing, whether it's a job or whatever. I don't know what you got going on out here. Please don't do that. Don't be that, because you always got to live with it. I mean, now listen, on the flip side, you do learn a lesson, a valuable lesson to not mess up good things. But don't be somebody out here that's just so afraid that you don't go after what you believe in. Fight for it. All right, and that's basically what I'm trying to say and what I told him. I said, no, put the pedal to the metal, fight for it, go all the way. I told him, listen, y'all, I'm going to give y'all updates. I ain't going to put his name out there and everything. But I'm like, look, I might be hearing some wedding bells or something. He said they have so much in common. You know, they do a lot together. They talk all the time. Oh my gosh, got the latest on my heart. Got to tell you all this. Got to tell my babies this. There's this one girl that he really tried with, okay? He kept trying with her, kept trying to get her to see, kept trying. She doing all this trickery, all this stuff, just not, paying her no mind. And he was like, I really like her. She could have been the one. You know how y'all, come on now. Y'all know it's always one out there, you to give him chance after chance, because you believe, you was believing in him. You like, come on, I'm rooting for you, come on, you got it. Come on, it's like you at the base, you waiting for him. You like, come on, like you playing baseball, you waiting for him to run up so you can go ahead and do what you got to do. Yeah, like that's your partner, that's the one you believing in them, and they don't believe in themselves. Well, that's the situation with her and him. And he said all of a sudden she started to act like she want to come back around. I said, oh, no. But what I told him, this is what I want y'all to get to. This is just touch it. I got to put this is the real big one. If y'all are out here in a relationship or something like that, a job or something, I don't know what you got going on. But when you leave that alone, because he left her alone, it was just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not letting you do this to me no more. That's the one that always comes back. And I told him, I said, cousin, she gonna try to come back. I said, she gonna come back with a vengeance, with her stuff together. Do you understand that? And I said, that's gonna be what you always wanted. I said, it's gonna be right in your face, waiting for you. Ready to put it out there in pieces for you, baby. I had to say that. Oh my God. I love myself, yo. But I said, listen, she gonna be ready. She gonna have everything that you always wanted her to have, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. That's just, my take on it. I said, and he said, I know. And I said, and that's when you really gonna have to choose. Is this the life that I want, that God is going to maybe bless me with, that I've really been praying for? Oh my God, I want this woman, I want this, I want that. Or the one that I always imagined that it would be, that I know that it's just a distraction, that it's going to never be, because they're not there for that reason. For that purpose. So I told him, and this is what I'm telling y'all out here, okay? Please go after the things that you want in life, all right? Make sure that you fight for what you believe in. Make sure you don't let fear captivate you. And go ahead. go ahead, jump out there. All right, so I'm be giving y'all updates on my cousin. I just had to come to y'all and put that out there in pieces. I think I'm gonna call it number 4 for the Okie Doke number 2. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna call it. Whatever comes to mind, whatever God gives me, I'm gonna put it out there. But I wanted to really talk to you guys. I wanted you guys to really just know, like, I hope you got it. You know, I know it was here, I know it was there. But the gist of it is that when you have something that you're believing in and you're praying for and that you really, really want, you can't let fear mess it up, man. You got to go out there. You know, when he called me that yesterday, I said, oh my God, you're talking to my spirit. You're speaking to me. I said, you know, God always gives you exactly what you need. And, you know, like I said, this is just a touch of J, baby. I had to put that out there in pieces for you. Because I know that somebody needs this at work, too. So, look, let me stay on up out of here and do what it is that I do. I got some people I got to train today. You know, I've been up since early, you know, doing everything. Look, I know I said I was going to talk about it too much. I said, there's so much other stuff that I got going on. But make sure y'all check me out. All right? Beat Break Radio FM. All right? Y'all hear that? .com. All right? 87 FM. Hotlanta station. Check it out. Check your girl out on Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah, 3 p.m. You know, just a touch of J. I'm going to put it out there in pieces for you, okay? All right, so let me get. I love you guys. Download the Just a Touch of J app. Check me out on My Name is RONI76 on Instagram, baby. Guess what else we got? We got the We Are Just a Touch of J little TV show series that's popping on, too. I told y'all before, y'all can catch that on Facebook and on Instagram right now. They just put that out there in pieces for y'all. And other things, too. But, you know, those are just like the 2 new ones. Oh, yes. Ooh, child. Shout out to you, Gunna. If y'all don't know who Gunna is, he's the rapper that's out here. Yeah, shout out to you, Gunna. Oh my gosh, listen. Wait till y'all check out this stuff I got coming up with Gunna. Oh man, I love me some Gunna, man. Listen, I love rap, y'all. I just love it. I don't even know what else to say about it. This is just such a J, baby. I gotta put that out there in pieces for you. But make sure y'all check that out. And it's gonna be coming shortly. I ain't working on stuff, okay? I love you guys. Let me skate on up out of here and do what it is that I do. So how do I always end this? First of all, don't you let nobody tell you that you ain't thorough. And don't you let nobody tell you that you ain't wise. Okay? Make sure you believe in yourself. All right? Make sure you out here shining on them. Because they hate it, baby. Yes. And don't be stressing about nothing, man. No. Tomorrow's a new day. Do what it is that you do. And this is just a touch of your baby. I just had to put that out there. Okay. Until next time. Bye-bye.